Sup, Makoto? Sorry I haven't been around. But you know, I can't just be for a loved one. Don't ask me why. Good luck, man. Yeah, thanks, man. Have you noticed that, you know, China, he gets all the girls, man. But you know, your teammates, you know, in this case, it's like, why do your teammates never really get anything like that, you know? Wait, now I think about it. So you got Junpei, you got like, you know, the interest in Chidori. Son of 4, you know, Yosuke was interested in Saki, all that, you know. Wow, that didn't exactly go too well. It's kind of a big point to the plot early on. But Son of 5, I think. Now that I think about it, in both cases it's the bro character. You know? Junpei and Yosuke, they're the bros. But I don't think they usually had anything like that in Essential. He's the bro character for Persona 5. And Yusuke, he just doesn't really have anything like this at all. I mean, at first you could be like, okay, he's interested in Anne. He's only interested in Anne because he wants to do a nude painting or sketch of her or something. It's like, yes, you think, oh, because he's a pervert. No. I mean, maybe he is. Maybe he's, you know, he's sneaky. He's just an odd guy, so he's just like, he could be a bit of a pervert, or it could just be because he's a very eccentric person. But I don't recall there being any characters in Persona 5 on your team that had like a love interest of sorts. Struggling to recall one, so I'm not sure if they did. But Quincy Kurokun, I was looking for you. Have you found any new leads? Not really. I see, this seems to be a tough one. But if you hear anything, let me know. I'll see it. Hidetoshi seems to be working hard to solve the mystery. And we should get everything out soon, which we will. We're going to hang out with it. It's like, hey, you're going to hang out with me eventually, right? And by December at some point, maybe max out my stuff. The walkthrough has it in the place. You know, if this was New Game Plus, I would have probably, I'm not sure if I would have maxed it out by now, but it's because the trouble with this game is, once you get to a certain level, certain rank with one of the female characters, you count as dating, regardless of the situation. So if you hang out with any other girls and don't hang out with them else, it gets reversed. It's super annoying. So even if it was New Game Plus, you still have to be careful as a social handler. Perfect timing. Will you come with me after school to help those kids? That feels rude. But I can't be like, sure, because we're not gonna actually do that. Oh man, I can't lie. So, rockets. Don't tell me you forgot. We've been teaching those little kids how to race. Remember? I think they really look up to you too. I'll be waiting. I mean, to be fair, it has been a long time since we last hung out with you, though. Memory's a bit hazy. I think it's not very helpful to you. You seem pretty insistent. But smokers must be fun. Oh my god, everyone's hanging out. Oh, what a coincidence. Are you coming to club today? I haven't slept yet. That's right, you're free to make your own decisions. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to say that out loud. Everyone's free to make their own decisions. I'll see you later. I guess he's hiding something. Maybe you should go to the music club after school. Oh my god, kiss the smoker. It all makes sense now. Preaching about health and all that. Meanwhile, he's smoking himself to death. No. So we are hanging out with Emperor B today, right? I just picture freaking... I've already forgotten his name. His name always escapes my mind. But imagine if he was the Emperor of Japan. Imagine if he was the Emperor of Japan during World War II. So, what I read about history and all that for World War II on the Japanese side is it was very military driven. It's like military had, you know, a lot of power saying things. Like, now we're doing this and that. Whereas the Emperor was kind of there. I don't know if they actually were like all in favor of everything that, you know, happened with the war or not, or anything like that, or if it's, you know, a case of it's like, well, we've lost the war, did a lot of terrible things, and so I'm just going to be neutral on this and say it was the military's fault, it wasn't me. I don't know, but you know, if this guy, if he was in that position, how would he have reacted? Because he, you know, he seems very strict. Would he be in favor or not? Staff members are arguing. How many times do I have to explain? It's like I'm talking to a moron. Why are you accusing me? The cigarette butt was in the boys' bathroom, right? Can you prove that it wasn't a girl that left there? Can you prove it yourself? Hidetoshi, you're just making accusations because you don't have any clue who it might be, so you're accusing everyone and their mother and their cats. It's like, yes, now that you say that, it was totally cats. There's no reasoning with you. No one seems to agree with Hidetoshi. Everyone's left. What a bunch of Neanderthals. Yeah, that's what I like to think about Neanderthals, man. It's like, yeah, they're extinct, but they're not technically 100% if you really think about it. I mean, they are, but, you know, their DNA does still live on. Ancestors that, you know, interbred, you know? So, like, some people will have just a tiny little bit of Neanderthal DNA. I think it's mostly just Europe, if not just like people that in European descent. So I don't think it would apply to Japan, would it? Would anyone? Well, maybe it could possibly, but I don't know. Because I don't know. Because I don't think the Neanderthal DNA would have gone to like Asia. Because I think that was strictly in Europe. But you know, anyone from Europe that happen to have that descendant DNA go to Asia, then we can potentially go from there. DNA is weird, man. But it couldn't be that all the time. It's like, once again, alright? It's like the options here. It's like, dude, you just can't accuse everyone, but the correct response to get on his good side is to basically be like, oh yeah, those guys are assholes. They don't get you, man. You know, you're just doing your job. You're just being a strict tight ass who's just accusing everyone and their mother of smoke. It would be pretty cool. Don't hold it against them. They're like children. They just don't understand. I want to come from you, sir. You're the one who doesn't understand. Hidetoshi seems satisfied. Sooner or later they'll see the light, then they'll respect. Oh, is that the whole thing? Is that what you're after? Respect? Not isolate myself, I'm just being aloof. Sounds like the daggers, honestly. Sooner or later someone always gets hurt. Anyways. I guess I'm preaching too quiet though, I apologize. I think I'm starting to slowly understand you, Hidetoshi. Seems like Hidetoshi's trying to be a good friend. You understand Hidetoshi better now, yeah. It's like, you know, that feels genuine there. Now I'm like, okay, I think I get what his idea is. It's a bit like, wait a minute, that's fitting. That kind of links up to Kanji, and Kanji was the emperor of it like they both have this kind of, you know, rough around the edges kind of personality at first. I'm not sure how his guy's gonna develop, but you know, Kanju's the same way. He fears rejection. And Hidetoshi, behind all that tough exterior of him being strict, he clearly, you know, he wants to, you know, have friends and stuff like that. It's just that he doesn't want to be rejected, so, you know, he just kind of keeps to himself and he's just a tight ass with people. Just loitering in your head. That I am thou. Thou shalt have a person that is a great presenter of the art. Emperor Hidetoshi. Social link is 5. It's getting dark out. There's no reason to have a meeting yet, if no one's here. Gotta go back to the dorm. I find it interesting about World War II is the official starting point of it is a bit kind of vague, isn't it? Like you think, okay, so generally seen as the proper start of the war is now Germany invades Poland and UK and was it even called the United Kingdom back then, or was it just Britain? Well, either way, you know, them and the French declare war on Germany, everything kicks off, but, you know, meanwhile in Asia, Japan was, you know, doing their own thing, you know, and I think that might have predated that as well, and I guess Germany and Japan allied together, because, you know, well, kind of weird, but I guess they have kind of similar thing, you know. Japan's like, we're taking over this land. Germany's like, okay, we'll take over the land. You can have this and that. We'll just work together. And then Italy's like, can I get a bit of that pie? And then they just kind of, they were like the egg and spoon race. You know, just constantly dropping the egg. Because, you know, Italy didn't do quite so well in World War II. I don't know. Maybe they won a few battles. It's because, like, because you know I've done ancestry stuff, and my mother's grandfather's brother. Yeah, was it? Yeah, grandfather's brother died in World War II, and I think he died somewhere. Maybe around Italy, so maybe it was, you know, when we were fighting the Italians, but I'm not sure. When did Italy switch sides, actually? I can't remember. Because he died in 1944, I think. Sad thing is, because what I've read about him, because, you know, he's mentioned in memory in the newspapers a few times, is he had been fighting in the war for like 4 years at that point. Now imagine that, fighting in World War II for 4 years just to die. And it's like if you had lived just 1 or 2 years more, the war would have been over and you would have got out of it alive. It's crazy. It's like my father had an uncle that obviously never met because he died in the war. Yeah? War's just hell. I think that goes without saying. How long have we been holding that Chidori? About 4 days? Oh yeah. Interrogation not going so well. 4 days later and not much progress. Still at the hospital, the question Chidori must not be going well. He uses a spear, so he has a lot of reach when he attacks. So far, a spear is probably the best long-range weapon. But a spear can only cover a small area in front of you. If you miss with a spear, you'll probably get counterattacks. Yeah, I can imagine it's like you go to use a spear on someone, not only do they dodge, but they also, you know, put their hand on the weapon, and then, you know, as you're like, wait, my weapon, they kick you and take your weapon out of your hands. Nothing interesting on TV. The attack is more powerful than mine. Killing sport. I don't do that crap. So don't look at me if you need help. It's like, you know, you get characters that are all about attacks, and then you got Junpei, he's all about attacks. He has fire as well and a few supports, but not much. Chie in Persona 4, she's more about the attacks than anything else. She gets a few support things, not much. And her ice doesn't even level up to its strongest. So she's definitely more about physical attacks. She loves freaking martial arts moves, of course. But this guy, Shinjiro, is like, now what, I don't give a shit. I'm all physical attacks and nothing else. Which is, you know, good and bad. You know, if you go up against an enemy that's immune to visual attacks, it kind of skews. I think you don't understand about Chidori. You still not want to talk about it, Junpei? How are you today? Arf. Someone else will have to do it, Gormora. Just, you know, out of habit, I gotta talk to everyone, including the dog. Squeeze nights. Quiz game. When I said mastery, I was like, oh, is it ranked up? No, of course it would take a million years to rank that up. Hello, this is Fuuka. Do you have a minute? I was wondering if you'd like to hang out with me next Sunday. It just feels weird when they say next Sunday, because it makes sense, in a way. You know, next Sunday. As in, the next Sunday, which would be the Sunday of the week, because it's Wednesday. But at the same time, it feels like they mean the following Sunday when they say next. Is it just me who feels that way whenever someone says, like, next Sunday? Instead of, you know, because otherwise it'd say something like, you know, a week Sunday. As in, you know, a week from the Sunday this week is when we'll meet up, you know? We're actually going to be hanging out on Sunday. Great. I can't wait. I don't know why I'm calling you. I'm literally just one floor above you. Fuuka seems excited. I'm gonna do that from time to time. You know, you could be in the same house and still just message on social media instead of just going into the room. So that's study. Academics. So you only get 3 social stats in this game, and you get 5 in Persona 4, and it's somehow easier to max out those than it is in Persona 3 where you got less. How does that work? I mean, granted we maxed out Courage and Charm ages ago, but still. This culture plays an important role at the dinner table. Etiquette demands that you say specific phrases both before we eat and after we eat. What do we say after we eat? Junpei, you should know this. Me? Hey, Mikoto, what was the question? It's like he'd know the answer, you know? But he wasn't paying attention because he's Junpei. Besides, you know, the thing about Chidori is even more distracting. Well, you say Itadakimasu, boy. What does Ojama Chimas? I forget what that means, but it's Goto-sama. Correct, we say Goto-sama. It's a drink to the one who provided food. It's similar to the Christian blessing before a meal. Last time, my darling, we thanked Kyoto. Your blessing is wisdom. Kyoto told Junpei answering, such a nice guy. He became slightly more popular. Charm, even though we maxed out on charm. We do some more academic. We get more plot instead.
Yo, Chidori.
You really just gave her that nickname. What was that ABBA song? Was it Chidorita? Like that? Like Chidorita, you and I know. Whatever that song. I haven't heard that song in a long time.
Don't call me that.
Come on, cheer up.
Just picture him saying something like Chidori buns or some stupid thing like that.
I brought you a new sketchbook. I thought your old one might be getting full.
That wasn't necessary, Junpei.
You said my name. I was worried I'd never hear that again.
Any luck?
She finally started talking, but nothing useful yet.
Well, that's a start.
Now Shinjiro looks like a pretty tall guy. I think he's taller than both Mitsuru and Akihiko there.
So, why are you here?
Speaking of which, you know, in the previous record session when I was editing, when I mentioned it's like, oh yeah, they're probably like 30 something nowadays, going by the timeline, but I was off by a few years because I was like comparing it to the level they were at, like 37 or something like that, or whatever it was. I can't even remember actually. But right at this point in time, as we're recording here, 20th of April, I can't remember. I think Mitsuru, she might have been born in May, so if that's the case, then everyone, well, I say everyone, but I mean like Akihiko, Shinjiro, Mitsuru, at this point in time in reality, based on the date of birth, would be 33, I think. I say that, I'm just like, think man, because they're basically the same age, except they're older than me because I was born in a later month than them. But still, it's kind of weird when, you know, you're playing a game or whatever, and it's based in a certain year, so like the age of the characters actually line up with how old you were at the time. It's kind of weird. So these people would be around my age, and I guess protagonist Junpei and Yukari and all that, and Fuuka. Is Fuuka in year 2 as well, or is she year 1? If she's year, I can't remember. They'd basically be a year or 2 younger than me. Not really much of an age difference. Kind of wild. Uh-oh.
Chidori, what's wrong?
Oh, what was that?
A persona!
Oh, yeah, I see what's going on now.
Chidori!
Relax, it happens. They're not like us. They can't fully control their personas. That's why they need to take suppressants, to keep their personas from killing them.
That's wild.
Suppressants? You know about Strega?
Well, he's interacted with them a fair few times.
You'd be surprised what you can learn on the streets. I'll give the doc the right pills. The rest is up to you.
Shinji, wait!
Wouldn't the doctor be suspicious?
Hey!
Junpei?
Oh, thank God! I thought you might be.
It sounds so different when she's, you know, like that. She's very stoic until now.
Why do you look so scared? Death is nothing to be afraid of.
What are you saying?
Dying just means you don't wake up anymore. That's all.
What? You don't really mean that, do you? I don't want you to die, Chidori.
Junpei,
Just because you're not afraid doesn't mean no one else is. Did you ever think about how I might feel?
What was that gesture?
you're so weird, Junpei.
Look who's talking.
See what I mean about these two characters? They have a very interesting, you know, development together. I like it.
Hey, wait! Shinji! What the hell's going on?
You don't really see that kind of interaction for, you know, one of your teammates in, you know, Persona 4 and 5. Sure, they do have, you know, the character moments and all that, but you never really see it quite to the same extent as this. Feels like Persona 3 is the most, despite being the first one in the series where, you know, they switched it up from, you know, the previous 3 Persona games, because Persona 2 had 2 games, you know, where they decided, let's change things dramatically from this point on, because I guess the people, like, directing and all that, I think, were changing all that, you know. Point is, you know, all Persona 3, 4, and 5, it feels like this one has the strongest story. It's like, you see the characters develop over it. It's like, Persona 4 and 5, they have great social links and all that, for all the characters and all that. But, at the same time, it makes it so, sure, they do get some good moments, character moments, in the plot as well. But it feels because you don't have social links for most of your party members, you actually see them naturally develop over the course of the story. You actually get to see it integrated into the story, as opposed to it being like, okay, you share a tight bond with, you know, your friend or your girlfriend, whichever you go with, but it doesn't really get acknowledged much in the main story. And in Persona 4 Golden, like I said, went with Chie, and there are a few moments where, you know, the character will be like, wait a minute, what is this all about, you know? But they kind of keep it from everyone else, so you can kind of understand then why it's not really, you know, there, because they're not having the open about the relationship with the rest of the group. Because you, like, gone to the shrine with Chie, right? And then at the fireworks festival, was a bit of dialogue that was like, hey man, when did you go to the festival twice? What do you mean by that? And she was like, haha, nothing, right. It's like, it's just like, yeah, it's nothing, seriously, nothing. So it's interesting to see stuff like that, you know. But in Persona 3 here, everything just develops naturally as part of the story, and it's good.
Why did you have those pills? I've heard about those. They're taken to suppress a persona when the user can't control it. But the side effects... You're not taking them, are you? Answer me!
Well, we've seen him take stuff.
I don't owe you anything.
The same as always.
Claire.
Save it. I've heard it all before. You think I'm wasting my power, but you're just too thick-headed. I'm tired of your damn preaching.
Ooh. And he's a boxer.
Don't you get it? You know the reason. 10 years ago, my sister, the fire. I wasn't strong enough to save her. They held me back while she... That's why I try so hard. We promised, remember? To become strong enough to do what we think is right. So why the drugs? Why didn't you come talk to me?
I'm back in the fight now, so let it go.
And the side effects?
There's something I need to take care of. It's something only I can do.
Like what?
Listen, don't worry about me. Just do what you think is right.
It's like Junpei and Chidori got their character development. Akiko and Shinjiro. So now we finally learn. I mean, Dagnis doesn't know because he wasn't there. But we now know that his sister died in a fire 10 years prior. And he was like, obviously wanted to go save her, but you know, he's like, no, it's too dangerous. So it's like stuff like that you'd expect to see, like maybe like little details like that get developed through a social. But because there's no social link to them, it happens naturally as part of the story, which is very nice. In Aegis, again, that's a question going smoothly. Do I detect an underlying meaning? Is there something between her and Junpei but I am not aware of it. I am confused. What are we doing today? It's an hour 54 minutes on recording, but I can't save before going back to the dorm, which sucks. So what are we doing today? We're hanging out with this guy, old King. Sound a bit like that, what's his name? Was it Lovejoy or something like that? The, oh, what is this? Is it a priest? Or is it a different term? I don't know. The guy from The Simpsons, you know what I'm talking about, right? Dude, it's not good. And just trembling. Goto, thanks. Continue relieved. Well, let's go somewhere we can talk. Naganaki Shrine. Hey man, sorry I asked you to come here. Oh no. You in trouble? Alright, aye. And to calm down and began to talk. Dude, I don't know what to do. Well, the whole school knows about me and Emery. It's huge scandal. Please be transferred to a school in Kyushu. What should I do, dude? That's your problem. You talk to her. Go with her. Apparently, all of these options are fine, but I'll go with you should talk to her, man. Like, oh no, you should totally go with her. It's like, max out the social link and then bug her off. Yeah, man, that's what I thought. Kenshi's not in his head and agrees. But she's like, totally avoiding me. It's like all of a sudden she won't take my phone calls or reply to my text messages. Probably only doing this to protect me himself. He seems like he's going to cry. I can't just sit here and do nothing. But you're standing. I gotta think of a plan. I need your help, dude. Kenji has disclosed his troubles to you. Their relationship's stronger now. Now it feels like the protagonist is like the most indifferent therapist ever. It's like, come to me, you know, with all of your problems and I will listen. I won't necessarily give you advice or anything, but I will listen. I will not appear to be listening because I am so aloof, but still, it's just voicing in your head. But I am glad I shall have this one and subscribe to some. Just picture this guy hanging out with Yosuke and Morgana from Zone 5. They make for a weird trio. I can imagine Yosuke be like, oh man, this little runt is worse than Teddy. He's like, oh, you go little runt. Meanwhile, Kenji's just there going like, I'm not the teacher. It's like, one of these doesn't seem like he fits in. It's like, at least with Yosuke and Morgana, you can totally imagine. I mean, there is a spin-off game of Persona 4 and 5, isn't there? So they probably have interacted. But you can totally see how those characters will kind of interact. Guess Kenji here though is like, it just feels like he'd be barely there, just being ignored. Not a great division against Grey. What rank was that? Rank 8, is it? Was it rank 8? Yeah, rank 8. They do, thanks for the talk. So return to Dawn. We had a talk, so now it's time for a walk. The cell phone is ringing. 7 days. Hello, this is Elizabeth. I'm calling to inform you of a change in status. I believe the path that was blocked is now open. I thought you would like to know. I wish you a safe journey. It is nearly 2 hours on the recording. The phone call is ended.
Welcome back.
I will allow Iori to take care of that girl for the time. It's not the right time to be bombarding her with questions. Besides, we still have 3 shadows coming in. We should be able to accomplish that within the next few months, unless the situation changes. Don't let your guard down until the very end. Aha. So I'm gonna save off screen, and that's gonna do for this current session. So how much of this did I get? Let's have this review. So we got through a grand total of 4 in-game days. Meanwhile, I had written out 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, yeah, 13 days, except not really, because there is going to be an event that takes up 2 additional days. So about 14 or 15 days total, actually. And we only got through 4 of those. Ridiculous. But that's just the way it is when I ramble a lot. But anyways, see you next time, viewers. See you next time.